I am Charlie Winburn, your life coach with Renew Community Church right here in the city of Cincinnati. And I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health even as your soul prospers. Did you know that you are both human and divine and that you deserve to live a better life in Christ right here on earth? Our messages are practical, they are raw, they're fun, and they are focused on real issues as it relates to your spiritual life, health life, your mental life, your financial life, your relationship life, and even your business life and community life. Today, we have another real life application message designed especially for you and your family. Remember, before we get started today, you can learn more about Renew Community Church free life coaching by visiting our website, renewcommunitychurch.org, or you can listen to us every Sunday at 11:45 a.m. each Sunday on YouTube, Renew Community Church live stream, or reach me at 513-884-7832. I want you to join me now for another life-changing message with Charlie Winburn, your life coach, right here in the city of Cincinnati, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Good morning, Renew Community Church family. What a beautiful day to be happy in the Lord. I am Brother Dan, also known as Coach Dan. Well, get ready today, guys, for another awesome message. Coach Winburn will be up shortly with another awesome message. These messages are great. I look forward every Sunday to hearing the messages. Today's message is entitled, The Psychology of Emotional Unhappiness. Learn how to become emotionally happy. You're going to learn today how, once and for all, how to become emotionally unhappy. The psychology of emotional unhappiness. The psychology of emotional unhappiness. Learn how to become emotional happy today. Well, we had some great messages. In the last couple of weeks, Coach had a message entitled, Get Shame and Guilt Out of Your Life. Another one was, Stop Waiting. Sometimes waiting can be difficult. Overcoming the 5 things to win, and is America emotionally well? There's been some great topics, and Coach really broke the messages down, and they're good food for our soul. But get ready today for this great message. Today's message will be entitled, again, Stop Believing the Fake News About Yourself. All this fake news and stuff, all these things that people say about you is fake and it's not true. You're going to learn today to understand these things are not true about you, okay? What God says is true about you, not what other people say is true about you. All right, it's a good day to be happy, but it's even a better day, remember, to live with emotional happiness. Won't you join us today? Connect with us today on Facebook and YouTube. We want you to make comments. Today's message is a great message to make comments on. Let your friends, let your family know that Renew Community Church is live on YouTube and Facebook. Watch and subscribe. Pass this message on to someone today who's been believing the fake news about themselves. Someone has been believing things that are not true about themselves. Well, today you have an opportunity to share this message with someone that is feeling down about themselves and believing all the negative things about themselves. So tell a friend, neighbor, that Renew Community Church is live on Facebook. What is our mastermind class all about? Well, our mastermind class is built on biblical principles coupled with basic science so that we can live a better and divine life right here on earth. It's not a regular religious service as you know it. We don't have the Sunday school class and the praise and worship. It's not the traditional service. It's designed to help people do like our foundational scripture. And that is, don't be conformed to this world. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And the renewing of your mind is a continuous process. It's something that's done every single day. You have to renew that mind. You can't do it just one time and be done with it. It's something that you need to do on a regular basis. It's also our mastermind class also designed to help you overcome your childhood trauma. It's also designed to help you with your unmet needs, your unhealed hurts, and your unresolved issues. That's what our mastermind class is designed to do, to help you move from where you were in life, stuck and unable to move forward. So get ready again for a great message entitled, Stop Believing the Fake News. Coach Winburn will be up shortly with that awesome message. To the 31-day Focus Life Story Calendar. And what we do with the 31-day Life Story Calendar is we tell one story each day, 3 times a day, 60 seconds each day for 31 days. So for 31 days, we're feeding ourselves positive stories. And today is February the 23rd. And it says, it is my divine and human right to pray and meditate in peace today. It is your divine and human right to pray and meditate in peace today. We also like to do the next day, which is the 24th, Monday. It is my divine and human right to walk in the rest of God. I rest in God today. It is your divine and human right to walk and rest in God today. With the 31-day life story calendar, you learn how to write your own story. You can write your own story. Only thing you have to do is to go to 60 seconds, the 60 seconds to a focused life, and you can watch the free videos and learn how to write your own story. Because we know it takes approximately 21 days to get rid of the negative vibrations. But in 31 days, you would have created for yourself a positive, life-changing, emotional vibration. Just by doing that, you can change your life and turn it around. Just by speaking positive affirmations in your life. All right, so I'd like to do a brief recap of some of the things that Coach Winburn talked about last week. So last week's message was entitled, Is America Emotionally Well? Is America emotionally well? Steps to become, he gave us steps to become emotional well. We'll learn the difference between emotional wellness versus emotional intelligence. Is America emotionally well? Your friends and family, are they emotionally well? He gave us 5 red flags that someone around you is not emotionally well. Being emotionally well is being emotionally well really is being emotionally unhappy. You're just not happy. A merry heart, which is a happy heart, does good like a medicine, but a broken spirit dries up the bones. So thank God for the medicine. Thank God for that medicine that He's given us. Is America well? Is America well? Is America emotionally happy? Is America emotionally happy? Right now, America is suffering a lot of suffering from mental illness and some on mental health. Some signs, Coach gave us some signs of America is suffering. Some signs. Well, one could be racial hatred. Racial hatred in the world. We've seen that now. It's all over the place. And it's even in the churches. Racial hatred. Hatred against LGBT community. Hatred against unresolved childhood trauma. Got hatred against negative self-talk. Suicidal ideation. And substance abuse. Remember, we are human and divine. We are human and divine. In our divinity, there is no failure in God. In your divinity, there is no failure in God. But in our human side, there is failure. We fail in life. There are times in our lives that we fall and we fail. Marriages fail sometimes. You fail a test sometimes. Your family fails you. Everyone fails at some point in their life. There is failure in humanity. As long as there's humans involved, there will always be failure. But on the divinity side, there is no failure at all. There's no failure in God. So how do you know if you are not emotionally happy? How do you know you are not emotional happy? Well, you start to withdraw. Isolate yourself from your friends and from your family. What about anger outbursts? You get angry. You get angry sometimes. Frequent angerness, just getting angry for no reason. Number 3, chronic irritability. You are easily annoyed or constantly in a bad mood. Why is that? Again, how do you know if you are not emotionally happy? These are signs and symptoms that you are not emotionally happy. You have negative self-care. You start to ignore your personal hygiene. Number 5, avoidance. You start steering clear of situations and people. You want to get by yourself. You avoid people and situations at whatever cost. Compulsive behaviors. Engaging in repetitive negative actions. OCD in some areas. Substance abuse. Using drugs and alcohol to cope with pain. Again, these are some signs and symptoms that you are not emotionally happy. Coach gave us 5 red flags that a person may not be emotionally well. 5 red flags that a person may not be emotionally well. Number 1, we've heard these before, unresolved childhood trauma. Yeah, unresolved childhood trauma. Adverse experiences in our younger years that lead to lasting psychological distress. That leads to from a adolescent up into adulthood. Number 2, negative self-talk. Engaging in pessimistic thoughts about themselves. Negative thoughts about yourself. Number 3, emotional unhappiness. You're just emotionally unhappy. You're not a happy person. You have the feeling of sadness, distractions, and discontent. And it's often accompanied by a diminished sense of well-being. Number 4, you have a hormonal imbalance. Dysregulation of hormones in the body. You got to get your hormones in check. Men too. When we talk about, we didn't know this. We thought this was something that's only related to women or females. But men need to get their hormones checked as well to make sure that we're balanced. Number 5, negative third party. And it's the tendency to maintain relationships with people who perpetuate negativity, toxicity, and dysfunction. Coach also gave us ways to determine if you are emotionally happy. Now, these are ways to determine that you are emotionally happy. Emotional regulation. You have the ability to manage your own emotions. You have the ability to manage your own emotions. Resilience. You have the ability to bounce back from whatever difficult situation you find yourself in. Self-esteem. You have self-esteem. The evaluation of oneself and one's value. Social connection. Feeling of sense of belonging. You have a sense of belonging. Mindfulness. You practice the practice of being present and fully engaged. Mindfulness. And number 6, positive affect. The experience of positive emotions like joy, peace, and contentment. Again, these are ways to determine that you are emotionally happy. Emotional intelligence and emotional wellness, Coach told us, they are linked together. Emotional intelligence and emotional wellness are linked together. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize and understand one's own emotions as well as others. You have the ability to recognize your own emotions and recognize it in others. All right. Coach gave us 10 ways to improve our emotional wellness. 10 ways now to improve your emotional wellness. Number 1, cognitive behavior therapy. These are some ways that you can improve your emotional wellness and well-being. Cognitive behavior therapy. You can do mindfulness and meditation. And regular physical exercise. Yes, just having regular physical exercise, doing something every day. You could do something for 30 minutes every day, like running, walking, doing something every day. Regular physical exercise. Some people think you got to go to the gym and work out for an hour or 2. You don't have to do that. Just do something consistently, regular physical exercise every day. And also healthy nutrition, eating habits, good eating habits, putting the good stuff in your body as opposed to all this junk food. And your sleep hygiene. 10 ways to improve emotional wellness. Sleep hygiene. Make sure that you're getting the proper sleep that you need. Number 6, social connections and support. Having social connections and support from other people and organizations. And then expressive writing. Learn how to write. Write about your situation, your ideals, and what's going on in your mind. Mindfulness-based stress reduction. Number 8. And then professional counseling and therapy. And number 10, the last one, mind-body techniques. Again, these are ways to improve your emotional happiness. Ways to improve your emotional happiness. So, again, Coach Winburn will be up shortly with a great message entitled Make Friends with New Positive People. Learn how to make friends with new positive people. If you get rid of the negative people in your life, you'll be okay, because the negative people are contagious. Run from them as fast as you can. Negative people are contagious. Run from them as fast as you can. Stop listening to negative messages about yourself. You got to stop listening to the negative messages about yourself. And stop believing the fake news about yourself. It's fake. What you're hearing about yourself is not good. And remember, the psychology of an unhealthy self. Coach going to talk to you about the psychology of an unhealthy self. Get yourself together. This Sunday, you're going to get yourself together. Coach is going to show you how to get yourself together. All right? So why is it so difficult for people to maintain emotional happiness? Why is that? Why is it so hard for people to get or maintain emotional happiness? What stands in the way of emotional well-being? Something is standing in the way of that. What is blocking that? What's standing in the way of emotional well-being? Remember, Coach said there is no happiness in marrying a woman or a man. There's no happiness in marrying a woman or a man. The happiness, he said, is in you. The happiness is inside of you. It's the to versus the from. Remember that? Can you have a good marriage? Yes, if both people bring happiness to the marriage. You can have a good marriage if both people are bringing to the marriage happiness. But if one person is looking for happiness in the marriage, then you're going to have some problems and some difficulties. If you don't address the 5 issues in your life, you will not attract a high-volume man or a high-volume woman in your life. You just won't. He said, Coach reminded us to conquer these 5 elements in our lives to enhance divine love, joy, peace, laughter, fun, emotional happiness. You can do this. Number 1 is unresolved childhood trauma. If we can resolve these 5 issues, the unresolved childhood trauma. And this is from 0 to 18 years old. Childhood trauma has a everlasting effect on your emotional and psychological well-being. If it's left unchecked, it has to be addressed. And again, he talked about the number 2, the hormonal imbalance. That's our testosterone and the estrogen levels. Whether male or female, hormonal imbalances can significantly impact your mood, your energy, and your overall health. So it's very, very important, again, to make sure that our hormonal imbalance is intact. Uncommunicated expectations, number 3. When expectations go unspoken, misunderstandings and disappointments can arise. So you have to communicate what your expectations are. Number 4, the influence of a third party someone else in your ear. External influences, whether family, friends, or colleagues, can affect your decisions and your emotions. And number 5, emotional unhappiness. Emotional unhappiness. This can stem from various sources, including unresolved issues, negative thoughts, and patterns of lack of fulfillment in your life, just being not fulfilled in your everyday life. But Coach also gave us some guides to overcoming the 5 enemies of our life. A guide to overcoming the 5 enemies or foes of our lives. Number 1, you got to resolve your childhood trauma. That is important. That's just the main point here. You got to resolve your unresolved childhood trauma. Acknowledge your feelings by journaling. You got to build a support system. You got to seek professional help. And you got to practice self-compassion. Number 2, you got to address the hormonal imbalances. You got to see a doctor. You got to change your diet. And you got to exercise on a regular basis. Now that's important. We keep saying exercising. A lot of times we get older and we think that we don't have to exercise or we don't feel like exercising. But actually exercising is good for the body, and the body needs exercise. But our mind says, I don't feel like it. I don't want to do it, and it's not good right now, and we kind of push it off, put it to the back burner. But our body needs the exercise. Exercise is very, very important for the body. Number 3, you got to communicate expectations. You got to be direct. You got to be clear and clearly state what you need from others in a straightforward manner. Like, clearly state what you want. Number 4, you got to get rid of that third party in your relationship. Address any issues directly with your partner rather than discussing them with other people. Talk to your partner, not to other people. That's the key there. Talking to your partner and not other people, and having other people influences your decisions and your emotions. And number 5, become emotionally happy. You got to practice gratitude. You got to engage in physical activities, mediation, and then mindfulness. So you know what? It's your turn to win in 2025. And you can win by getting rid of the 5 issues that has been holding you back. These 5 issues that's been holding a lot of us back, but we don't do anything about it. We get stuck or we get trapped and we feel like there's nothing that we could do. But there are things that you could do. You could do those 5 things. You could do those 5 things that Coach talked about. Why is sometimes waiting? Remember, waiting can be difficult. We got to do these things, but we don't want to wait. What does waiting means? Sometimes that's the hardest thing. Remember, Coach said that's the hardest thing that we have to do sometimes is wait. But we don't want to wait. Sometimes the hardest thing for us to do. Waiting doesn't feel good. We know that waiting doesn't feel good. We know it just doesn't feel good. What is waiting? Remember he said, what is waiting? Waiting is anticipation, uncertainty. Who wants that? It's time perception. and it's lack of control. No one wants that. So no one wants to wait. It's a now. This is a now word. We want it now. We want it yesterday. No one wants to wait. What does it mean, though, to wait? What does it mean for us to wait? Mastering the art of patience. Waiting just is simply having patience. Having patience. Be steadfast. Navigating the journey to your desires. That's what waiting is. Waiting is embracing for your future or your future wishes. Waiting is delaying gratification for a lasting reward. And that's why sometimes we can't wait, because we want it right now. We can't delay the gratification. Remember Coach talked about the people in the Bible that was waiting? How did waiting pay off for some of the people in the Bible? What about Abraham and Sarah? They waited for many years for the birth of their son, Isaac. They waited many, many, many years for Isaac to be born. What about Joseph? Sold into slavery by his brother and spent many years in prison before God elevated him to a position of power in Egypt. He waited, and then God elevated him. What about Job? Job suffered immense hardship, but waited patiently for God to restore him. He waited. How long are you willing to wait? How long are you willing to wait? Job was restored like 42 chapters later, I believe it was, before God turned his captivity around. How long would you wait? Can you wait 42 minutes? Can you wait 42 hours? Can you wait 42 days? Or can you wait 42 years? Can you wait? Waiting can be difficult. Remember, waiting can be difficult. It is difficult, but it pays off. Can you look beyond your immediate circumstances? Can you? Can you look beyond your immediate circumstances? That's what waiting is. You got to look beyond where you are. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen you. He shall strengthen you. That's Psalms 27 and verse 14. But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Coach gave us some reasons, some ways to wait without giving up. He gave us some ways that we could wait without giving up, to hang in there. Some ways to hang in there. Bide your time, he said. In other words, you're just waiting for the right moment. You're just waiting for the right moment and make your move. Sit tight. You heard of this? Sit tight. Just remain in place and don't take any action. Just sit tight. Hang tight. Stay in put. Stay right in place. Stay right where you are. Don't move. What about hold on? Just wait briefly. Just waiting briefly. That's all you're doing. When you're holding on, you're just waiting briefly. And then keep your ears open. Wait while being alert. You're waiting. You're still waiting, but you're alert. You're alert, but you're still waiting. Coach also gave us some ways to wait on our physical manifestation. He gave us ways to wait on our physical manifestation. And one way is to anticipate with positivity. Expect positive outcome. you got to expect a positive outcome. You can't expect a negative outcome. You got to expect a positive outcome every time. If you're waiting, you got to be waiting for a positive outcome. Then you got to prepare yourself. You got to prepare yourself. Get ready for the change that you want. You got to prepare yourself for the change that you want in your life. Prepare yourself. Then you have to embrace the process. There's a process that you're going to go through. You got to trust the journey. You got to trust the journey that you are on. Embrace the process as you go through. And then you have to have regular reflections. Let's just access your progress on a regular basis. You got to access your process on a regular basis. See where you are. See where you started from and see where you are now, and then see where you're going. Reflection. You got to enjoy the journey. Life is a series of moments. Find joy and satisfaction in every step. That's what you got to do. You got to find joy and peace and satisfaction in every step. In every step that you take, you got to find the joy, the peace, and the satisfaction. All right, remember, Coach Winburn is going to be up with this great message, again, entitled, Negative People Are Contagious. They are negative. Negative people are contagious. Run from them as fast as you can. Guys, this is going to be a great message. I'm just looking forward to this message. This message is going to help you make friends with new positive people. You're going to make friends today with new positive people. But remember, 80% of the people will hear the message. They will like it, they'll resist it, and they won't change. Yep. 10% of the people will try to change, but in 48 hours, they would have forgot because of what? Resistance. 5% of the people will try to practice some of the principles for 5 days, but will walk away because of what? Resistance. Only 5% of the people would like today's message. They have to push past their resistance and walk in the life-generating principles. Only 5% of the people will like today's message and push past their resistance and walk in the life-changing, generating principles that Coach will be talking about today. Will you be one of the 5 today, one of the 5% that pushes past the resistance? Because there will be some resistance. There's going to be some resistance that you have to push past. But you can push past the resistance and move forward in your life. How do you do that? One way is to get the shame and the guilt out of your life. Remember, shame and guilt are not your friends. Shame and guilt is not your friends. Shame and guilt are why your relationships are in trouble. Shame and guilt is why you're in trouble with your relationships. Shame, remember he said, will bring you down every time. Shame will bring you down every single time. But we know that everyone will experience shame and guilt at some point in their life. At some point in your life, you will experience the two brothers, shame and guilt. But how do we resolve it? How do we resolve all of the shame and the guilt in our lives? No one is exempt. No one is exempt from shame and guilt. These emotions are part of our human condition. No one is exempt from it. There is a small difference between shame and guilt. There's a very small difference between shame and guilt. Remember, shame relates to how we feel about ourselves. Shame relates to how we feel about ourselves, how we see ourselves, how we look at ourselves. While guilt is about our action. Guilt is about our action. Shame is when you feel unworthy or bad for not being a good friend. A feeling guilty could be forgetting a friend's birthday. It's an emotional response to wrongdoing. It is an emotional response to wrongdoing. We must recognize what triggers us. We got to recognize, guys, what triggers us. What is triggering you? What is triggering your shame and your guilt? So something is triggering the shame and the guilt in your life. Remember, shame and guilt, they're not your friends, because they can undermine everything you're doing in life. They can undermine everything that you are doing in your life. Shame and guilt. Don't waste your time on people who know to do good but choose to do bad anyway. And this could be family. Don't waste your time on people who know to do good, but they make a choice. They intentionally choose to do bad anyway. Stop wasting your time on people like that. Sometimes we think we can save everyone or someone. But sometimes people resist what they are trying to instruct. When we are trying to instruct, they just resist. So what do we do about it? So don't waste your time with people who don't want your help. They don't want help in their spiritual life. If they don't want help in their health life, they don't want help in their business life, they don't want help in their financial life, in their relationships, you can't feel guilty because of them. But they can make you feel guilty and shame. So shame and guilt is the lowest human vibration that you can have. Yeah, Coach said it's the lowest human vibration that you can have. Shame and guilt is linked to negative behavior and suicide. It's linked to negative behavior. Shame and guilt is linked to negative behavior. But the good thing is, it can be turned around. The shame and guilt can be changed or can be removed from your life. Coach gave us some reasons why guilt is often considered the second worst emotion. Coach gave us reasons why guilt is often considered the second worst emotion. Self-blame. We blame ourselves. Guilt leaves you to blame yourself. Number 2, regret. Guilt is intertwined with regrets over choices that you made in life. Isolation. Guilt causes withdrawal. Again, these are reasons why guilt is often considered the second lowest, worst emotion. Anxiety. Guilt can trigger anxiety. Yes, guilt can trigger anxiety in your life. So you want to get rid of the guilt so that you don't have the anxiety. Overwhelmed. The emotional weight of guilt can be overwhelming. What about the fear of judgment? Number 6, fear of being judged all the time by people. Resentment towards others and yourself. Impaired decision making. Yes, guilt can cloud your judgment. Guilt will cloud your judgment. He gave us, number 9, physical symptoms. Guilt can manifest physically, causing stress-related symptoms in your body. And number 10, stunned growth. Instead of learning from mistakes, guilt hinders personal development. You don't develop like you're supposed to because of the guilt. Your personal development is stunned because of the guilt and shame that you're struggling with and that you're dealing with, that you haven't checked. But the good thing is, Coach gave us some suggestions to overcome the guilt and the shame. He gave us some suggestions on how that we can overcome this guilt and this shame, and it won't be embarrassing to us anymore. So again, these are some of the things that we could do to get the help that we need to get rid of the shame and guilt, because we don't want to continue to walk around with the shame and guilt. The weight, that's a heavy weight to bear and to carry every single day. Cognitive behavior therapy is one way that you can do that. You can get rid of it and overcome it by getting cognitive behavior therapy, getting therapy so that you can get what you need and that you can move on in life. Mindfulness meditation, self-compassion, journaling, exposure therapy, acceptance of commitment therapy, social support, narrative therapy. These are, again, some suggestions to overcome the shame and guilt. These are just some suggestions to overcome all the shame and all the guilt that you have. Positive psychology therapy. And number 10, you got to set boundaries. You got to set boundaries. If you can just set the boundaries, you can get the help that you need. These messages are so beneficial to our mastermind class. I really, really enjoy Coach Winburn. Every week we look forward to hearing a mastermind class taught by Coach Winburn. And again, he should be charging us for the teaching that he's given us. We really should have to pay for this at a college level, because the teaching is that awesome and that great. We really, 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 I really appreciate all of the great message and the teaching that Coach Winburn has brought to me. So with that, Coach Winburn is here. I'd like to bring him up at this time. Coach Winburn.
Well, good morning, good afternoon to some, and we appreciate each and every one of you, and I pray that the Father of glory will give each and every one of you all the spirit of wisdom and revelation and the knowledge of him, and that the eyes of your understanding will be enlightened, that you come to know the hope of his calling today. And I pray that you be filled with the fullness of God, as God's will, that you walk in divine health and love and joy and peace and emotional happiness in your emotions, in your moods, in your feelings, in your vibrations, and that you walk in laughter and fun, and you walk in your divineness. And remember, we're both human and divine. Well, today we want to welcome each one of you all to the Sunday morning mastermind class, and I believe this is where we are at today. Which way do I go here? Okay, I
there
guess.
is no delight in owning anything unshared.
I'm going to let her put it in the order it should be in. Okay, no, it isn't. So, okay, should I go forward? Okay, okay, that's where it started, and I'm going to go here. Okay, well, this is back. Okay, this is backwards. Okay, that's the second one. Okay, is there everybody here? Okay, next Sunday we'll be back here. Is that
There
the
is
next
no
one?
delight.
And then that's the next one. Okay, so I see.
There is no delight.
Well, we got it, everybody. We got it here in Cincinnati. Welcome. Okay, live in-person service. Next week we'll be live in person. It's a heat wave out here today. It's very warm, very, very warm, everyone. So I would hope you all will come on out next week. You have no excuse on the weather. Hopefully it'll be very good.
There is no delay.
And we're going to, free ebook is available for everyone online. People are still registering online, getting our free ebook. They register each week, and we'll send these out to you today. And also 60 Seconds to Focus Life. If you go to 60secondstofocuslife.com, you can get the calendar. Our 31-day Focus Life story calendar is available there. And there are 3 easy ways to give. I think we got it now. I think we have it pretty good. 3 easy ways to give. And if you like to give today, here's what you could do. 3 easy ways to give. Number 1, I'll get over here so everybody can kind of see that. Online PayPal, if you like to give online today, and Cash App. Cash App is available for those people who have already started giving on Cash App this morning. Thank you, Ann Barrage, for sending that wonderful tithe offerings and Cash App. So if you'd like to do Cash App today, also you could do it by mail. And also we'll go back here, Cash App. Give everybody an opportunity on the Cash App here. Just for one moment, if we can. And we appreciate each and every one of you all today. And we're live. We're live here today on this session will be for 90 minutes, Jim. So if you want to come back, you're welcome, or you can stay. It's going to be at least 90 minutes. And I don't know if your guests want to stay 90 minutes, but I'll be through in 90 minutes. Will you do that? How you doing? Okay, about 90 minutes of our mastermind class today. Those who would like to give on Cash App could give right now. You could give on Cash App if you like to give. Here's an opportunity for you to give. Give on Cash App. We're live right now on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, any way you want to see us this morning. We're here. Thank you all for giving. Appreciate those that are here. Dr. Jim Burns just walked in, the Honorable Jim Burns. We appreciate him. Welcome to the Sunday morning mastermind class. Want to make sure we got it here. You can give by mail, or you could give also by Cash App. We'll give everybody opportunity. They say I rushed this, so I don't want to rush the Cash App. So you can give right now online Cash App. We appreciate each and every one of you all. And this session, Cash App. This session should be over at 2 o'clock. I try to give you all at least 60 to 90 good minutes of teaching. You go back and listen to the mastermind classes. So there's that. Okay, so let's move on, everybody. We got a lot to accomplish this morning. Welcome to the Sunday morning mastermind class, designed with you in mind. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And so we're going to today. We're going to be talking about a message that's going to bless each and every one of y'all. Stop believing the fake news about yourself. That's going to be a blessing today. Stop believing the fake news about yourself. But it also, here are these other connecting promos. The psychology of emotional unhappiness. You're going to learn how to become emotionally happy today. Also, we're going to deal with the psychology of an unhealthy self. An unhealthy self. So all that is available. Negative people are contagious. It says run from them as fast as you can. So that's all of this is tied in to stop believing all the fake news about yourself, and also make friends with new positive people. There are some positive people left in the earth. There's a pool of about 20% of the earth that are actually good life-generating people, about 20%. 80% of the people you're going to run into are very negative, and they have negative life-generating behavior in their life. Also, okay, we're ready to move forward. This is our ebook. These are resources available in the ebook that each one of you all can get in our ebook, and you could. If you need a brain scan, Clifton Natural Foods here in Cincinnati is available. Domestic violence, if you know somebody's doing anything violently to a friend or you could go there. And also Romans 12:2. The Bible says, and we're going to recognize each and every one of you all in Asia. You can let Coach know that we're ready for him to pull up names if he can. Well, let's go for the scriptures today. Are you all ready? Let's just go and deal with each one of the scriptures here today in the ebook. So everybody should get your coffee. Get ready. Get your coffee, and we're getting ready to get going. Is that okay, everyone? So here's our first scripture in the ebook today on this message. Stop believing the fake news about yourself. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Here's a scripture for today. For he has made him to be sin for us who knew no sin, look, that we might be declared the righteousness of God. So that's the news you want to believe about yourself. You have been declared the righteousness of God. You have been declared. Here's another scripture. Nay, in all these things, we are more than conquerors. So here it talks about us being more than conquerors through him that loved us. And then here's one. Ye are of God, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. So you tell me, how can the devil be in you at the same time when the greater one is in you? How can hell be in you? So all this false teaching that you're hearing from these false Christians, many of them keep telling you that the devil is causing you your problems. Well, not according to this scripture, 1 John 4:4. It says, ye are of God, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. And here's one. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It says, for we are his workmanship. We are his workmanship. By the way, created after the image of God. So how does God look? God looks like us. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus unto good works, which God has before ordained that we should walk in them, Now, we're going to talk about all this fake news stuff. Stop believing. I wish we could just put up Mother of Love. Is there a way that we could just find that one slide without interfering with the other slides? Just that one slide. Stop believing the fake news about yourself. If we just found that one slide, and I would like to just put it up and talk to you a little bit about that, laying the foundation. I want to lay the foundation here. There it is. We're going to do that, and then we're going to go to the teaching. Here it is. Stop believing the fake news about yourself. This is very, very important. This here is going to determine if you're going to win or lose in life. And remember, we're both human and divine. In our divinity, there is no failure in God. In our divinity, we do not fail in God. But in our humanity, we fail all the time. A just man falls down 7 times. A just woman, a just man falls down 7 times. But the Bible says we get back up again. So in our divinity, there is no failure in God. But in our humanity, we fail and we win. We win some, we lose some. And why y'all can't accept that? Because you are under the impression that you are only divine. If you're divine, then there's no need for you to be here. If you're just only divine, there's no need for you to be here on this earth. You might as well become an angel. Is that right, Mother of Love? So, but we're both human and divine. So we want to stop believing the fake news about ourselves. Now, what is fake news? Now, everybody needs to understand what is fake news. Let me just come on out here. What is fake news? Fake news is the negative things that you believe about yourself. That's negative self-talk. Fake news is the negative things that you believe about yourself every day, every 60 seconds of the day. I'm looking for Coach when we get a chance. Is he okay? Make sure they don't tie his time up out there. We need him in here. Okay, so fake news, you all. Okay, so back to where we are here. So let's take a look here at fake news. Fake news is what you negatively are saying about yourself. And what you're saying about yourself every 60 seconds. Every 60 seconds. Fake news is what you're saying about yourself every 60 seconds. Every 60 seconds of the day. You are either giving yourself a good report. The Bible says, think on those things which are lovely, which are pure, or which is a good report. That's good self-talk. But most of the people, 80% of the time, are saying something negative to themselves, about themselves. That's fake news. Also, fake news is not only saying negative things to yourself about yourself, it's what other people are saying about you. It's what other people are saying about you. So now we see fake news, mother of love, is what what you say about yourself. And it's the negative things that you say about yourself every 60 seconds of the day, and also what other people are saying about you. What you listen to what other people say about you, what others are saying about you. So you got to stop believing the fake news about yourself. So what is fake news? Fake news it involves actually these synonyms that I'm going to give you, and these synonyms that we're going to give you. You're going to put the list together if you can for me, young man, whenever you get a chance to list. Okay, whatever. Okay, so we're going to stop believing the fake news about yourself. So these synonyms are emotional vibrations that people get. How do you know you're receiving fake news? Here's some of the code words. Here's some of the vibrational words one may receive that they know they're receiving fake news. So fake news, by the way, if there is fake news, there are also fake people. Are you with me? Is that interesting? So if there is fake news, there is also fake people perpetuating fake news. And matter of fact, if you're telling yourself all this negative fake news, then you're fake yourself. Fake plus fake equals fake. So you could become a fake person yourself. And we're going to talk about that. But let's talk about what is fake news. What are some of the what does it mean to really be fake? It's a counterfeit. It means to be phony. Y'all have heard those words. Oh, he's phony. She's phony. Fraudulent, intended to deceive somebody. An invitation. You imitate others. It's a copy or reproduction of something that's not original. I happened to be of Joseph Beth a couple months ago, and I got this little thing. I don't know if y'all could see it. It says, be yourself, everybody else is taken. Be yourself, everybody else is taken. I want everybody to be yourself. Charlie Winburn is taken. Don't try to be like me. Stop trying to be like Obama. Stop trying to be like the president. Look, they are who they are. Be yourself. Everybody else is taken. Did y'all hear me? Be yourself. Everybody else is taken. So what else does it mean to be fake? It means to be fraudulent, artificial, false, a sham. Fake is pretend. It's insecure. When somebody's involved in something that's fake, it's deceptive. They're involved in something that's spurious, not being what it purports to be, or false. It's bogus. Have you heard of somebody's just bogus, Coach? And thank you, Coach Dan Ray, for a great message today. Thank you for doing that today. Knockoff, it means a cheap imitation. Dissimulated means concealed or disguised. Pretentious, it's attempting to impress by affecting greater importance or talent or culture than it actually is possessed. Simulated means it's an imitation. It's often someone else is imitating someone else. Unreal, duplicity, misleading, fabricated. All this is fake stuff, and people kind of transform themselves. Hypocritical, acting in contradiction. Counterfeit, dishonest, not truthful, characterized by a lack of integrity. Look at these words about faith: pretense, bogus. It's also shoddy, untrustworthy, misrepresented, fake. What does it mean to be fake? False-hearted. Have you ever met these people? Two-faced, all that. Concocted, prefabricated, false-faced, deceptive. I guess it's okay, went out a little bit. Deceptive in appearance, falsified. All of these words, this here represents what fakeness is all about. We are now in a society, we've been here for a long time. People have been fake since I was born, and they're going to always, you got fake, but this stuff that you're telling yourself, if you're not telling yourself every day that you are the righteousness of God, then you'll believe in fake news. You believe in something that is not true about you. What is true about you, you were created before the foundation of the world. Won't you say, I was created before the foundation of the world? That's what you ought to be believing about yourself. You ought to believe about yourself that you're more than a conqueror. You have been declared the righteousness of God, that you were created before the foundation of the world. Now, this actually screws up a lot of people when I say this. When I tell people I came out of God, I did not come out of Adam and Eve. No, no, they're descendants. I was created before the foundation of the world. I was created by God and out of God, and through the descendants of Adam and Eve, in the humanity part, we manifest in the humanity part. So people say, well, I'm out from Adam and Eve. No, I'm not. I came out of God. Hopefully you came out of God, right? Is that all right? Did you come out of God? So also, if there's fake news, there's also fake people. I want to talk to you about now how to recognize fake people. Who do we have with us so far? Just so far that we have with us here today, Dr. Kimberly Kimberly Grace. Got a great name. Got Dr. Grace is there. Also, my good friend Patina. Great shades of you I wear. God bless her today. And happy birthday, Dr. Alicia Smith. Had a great birthday. Also, the Honorable Chris Borlock. I'm looking for him. I got my hounds out. I'm looking for that man here. And then also one of my spiritual daughters and wonderful friends, Dr. Zola Stewart. Hope if y'all still in town, I'll catch up with you today. I got a little something for you. And then James Smith and all these wonderful people. My son-in-law, James Smith, I believe that's who that is. That's my son-in-law from Chicago. So let's get back to it, everybody. You ready? You got to stop believing the fake news about yourself. It's all fake. If it's not bringing you life every day, if people are not bringing you life every day in your spiritual life, your health life, your mental life, your financial life, your relationship life, your love life, your marriage life, it's all fake news. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? It's a counterfeit. It is a counterfeit. If it's not, think on those things which are lovely, which are pure. It's all counterfeit. It's all phony. It's all fraudulent. It's all artificial. It's all false. It's a sham. It's deceptive. So greater is he that is in you. Now, I want to share with you all, if there is fake news, it's going to get better and better here in a moment here. Let me try to get this here, get in the frame here a little bit more, so hopefully y'all can see me. Here, if there is fake news, there are also fake people. How do you know if people around you are fake? What are some of how do you'll be able, first of all, that's why you got to learn how to read vibrations. We're not talking about being a warlock or a witch. We're not talking about that. Not being a warlock or some witch or something. But we're talking about God. The Bible says our lives are read of men. We are living epistles. When we would say we walk in Christ, people ought to see Christ in us. So people ought to be able to read us. And there are people that everybody ought to be able to read everyone without being nosy. We're not talking about being nosy. We're talking about being able to read where people are at vibrationally so that you can minister to them, so that you can enhance their lives, so you could take them to another level, so you can enhance their life and bring quality to their lives. So why is it important that we know about where people are at in life? So how do we know if there is fake news, there are also fake people that are perpetuating the fake news? So what does it mean to be fake? It means to be insincere, lacking genuine feelings. You're a pretender, disingenuous, not candid or sincere, someone who hides their true motives and feelings. Have you ever just been with someone and you just know that they're just not telling you everything? Now, I'm a type person, I'll just tell you, I'm not going to tell you that. So you don't even have to worry about me pretending. I may not tell you. But have you ever just been in, you got friends and loved ones, and you know, and you're talking to them about something, and you just know they're not telling you everything. Hypocritical, deceitful, two-faced, having a double personality, phony, pretentious, attempting to impress by pretending to have greater importance or merit, artificial. There's so many artificial people around. Y'all know them. You have them on the job. And what do you do, though? You don't, you love them and move on. And fraudulent people engaging in deceit or trickery. When I was on city council here in the city of Cincinnati, we always had people that tried to bribe us, at least me. But there's three things I said: if it's illegal, immoral, and ethical, you can count me out. And that's why I didn't end up in jail, because I just was not going to let somebody fraudulently because I have this discernment. I know when someone is trying to set me up, and they tried to set me up many times down there. Dr. Zola Stewart could tell you how I've had people that tried to offer me stuff, buy me cars, do all that stuff. It was fraudulent. They weren't doing it to help me. They were doing it to get me indicted. That's what they were doing. Mendacious, that's why I got a copy there. So mendacious, how do we know? These false people are mendacious, habitually lying or being untruthful, someone whose words cannot be trusted. I'd rather for you just to not say anything than to lie. I really have difficult problems with people that actually just lie to me, because I'm so transparent. It's so easy for me to just tell the truth. And if you feel that you can't tell the truth or whatever it is, just say, look, I just don't want to talk about that. It makes me uncomfortable. But why lie? We've already discerned it anyway. Here's another one: false. If there is false fake news, there's also fake people. What are some of these other people? Spurious, not being what it proposed to be, someone who is a counterfeit, a pretender. Have you met these pretenders? Someone who makes a false claim, cynical, distrustful of human sincerity, showy, someone who tries to attract attention in a superficial way. Now, we pronounce it here in my community as pharisaical. These are Pharisees, self-righteous, a hypocritical, pious, someone who is holier than thou. I don't pretend to be none of that. How many of y'all know me? If you stay around me long enough, look, yes, I practice holiness as much as I can. Now, the Bible says, be ye holy as I am holy. When I'm walking in my divinity, guess what? You can't beat me being holy. Yeah, when I'm walking in my divinity. So so how do you know these fake people that are around you? They're chameleons, able to change and adapt. People are so deceptive. But if you learn how to read, vibrations, you will stay ahead of the game. I used to get deceived every now and then because I wasn't able to read vibrations. But now I'm able to read vibrations. I wish Dr. Ovetta was here today. Is she on? Can you check and see if Dr. Ovetta last Sunday? I'll show you about reading vibrations. Dr. Ovetta, who is our vice president of this corporation, when I came in last Sunday in the mastermind class, she said, Winburn, one of the mastermind person who's a member at Renew, they want to talk to you. It's very, very important. And I said, oh, I normally don't talk to people prior to me teaching my mastermind class. I normally don't do that. But I said, well, what is it? It sounded like it was important. Oh, I'll tell you later on. They're going to call you. Oh, there she is. Oh, look at it. Actually, there's that. She just walked in. I was just talking. You didn't hear about me? I was saying the vice president of our corporate. And look at that. See that? I didn't even know she was here. She had told me she was going to be in Chicago. And look, she walked in the door as I said, look at those vibrations. See, those vibrations are working already. See, we are vibrational. We are human. We are emotional. We ought to be able to read moods and emotions. And when stuff changes, someone texted me this morning. Guess what? I was praying on my treadmill this morning for a particular person, mother of love. Listen to this. Right after I got through praying, they text me. I don't know. Here's the vice president. She's here, so she know. Look at that. See, I called her up vibrationally. Vibrationally means our emotions. We ought to be able to read emotions, our moods, our energy. You ought to be able to read that around. We're not reading spirits. We're reading vibrations. If we want to read spirits, then we use our divinity. If we want to read spirits, we use our divinity. What did I say? If you want to read spirits, we use our what? If you want to discern spirits, you use your what? Your divinity. But if you want to discern human beings, you use your what? Humanity. And so last Sunday, vice president, she just walked in. I just called her up. I don't know how she got here from Chicago in less than, I don't know how you got here in less than 60 seconds, but she got in here from Chicago. So last Sunday, I walk in. She tells me, somebody want to talk to you right away. And it was one of the mastermind class students. And so guess what I did? And I happened to be up at Clifton Natural Foods, and I went up there, and all of a sudden I said, oh, wow, I need to call this brother. I need to call this brother who was listening last Sunday, mastermind class. And guess what I did? I called him, and I said, oh, Ovetta said you were going to call me. And I said, oh, you and your future wife have decided to have a baby. He was shocked. He was shocked. I just said, you and your future wife have decided to have a baby. He never told me nothing about no darn, I can't say no darn baby. I didn't mean to call his baby a darn baby. But he never told me nothing about that. And then I called Ovetta when I got home and put Ovetta and him on the phone because he told Ovetta not to tell. And I said, and Ovetta said, he gonna think I told you. I said, no, Ovetta, we're gonna say this. Is that right now, Ovetta? Come on up here, Ovetta, so they can see. Would you tell these people, because, you know, Christians do a lot of lying. I'm not a Christian. I'm a follower of Christ, but people do it. But why don't you just tell me, is that the truth?
It's the truth, because I had called, after church I had said, Charlie, somebody's gonna give you a call, and they need to talk to you. And I didn't say what it was about, so I was like, so then after Charlie said he called him when he went to Clifton Natural Foods, and then he called me and said, oh, by the way, I talked to this person, and he said, oh, I told him I heard you and your fiance was having he didn't say I heard, he said, I know, he said, you and your fiance must be having a baby. And it blew him away because I said, when he called me, I said, oh, Charlie, he going to think I told him. And so he said, no, I'm going to clear it up. Got him on the phone, three-way. We all talked. I said, Rodney, I did not say nothing because he had told me what it was about, but I told him, I'm going to let you talk to Winburn. So, but that's the story.
And that is true. So I didn't lie. Okay, yes. So you ought to be able to read. I'm just telling you, this morning I was on a treadmill, and I literally got through praying. I had prayed these prayers over this person. I prayed these prayers over this particular person. As a matter of fact, here's the prayers I was praying. I'm going to pray them over you real quick, and we're going to get right back into the heart of the message. What I was trying to say about vibrations and being able to read people, so you could be able to read the fake versus the truth. So you could be able to read the fake versus the fact. They tell me that when you work for a bank, they never teach you what the fake money looks like. They always teach you what the true money looks like and how the true money looks and how it feels. Isn't that amazing? They never focus on the faith. So here's what I'm going to do right now. Vibrationally, I'm going to pray for you. I believe you need this same prayer that I prayed for the person that texts me. So this person I prayed, y'all ready? I prayed this over this person right now, and I'm going to pray it for you. I prayed for the revelation of Jesus' beauty and bride's destiny unto transforming your heart, those that's listening to me now. I pray for the release of the supernatural strength in the heart to experiencing God's emotion. And I pray that all of you all right now that's listening to me right now, that you be filled with the fullness of God and that your finances will increase 30, 60, 100-fold and up to 1,000-fold, even in your financial life. And I pray that God's love abound in your heart, resulting in discernment and righteousness. I pray that for this person this morning. And I pray to know that you know God's will and be fruitful in ministry and strengthened by the intimacy with God. And I pray, now may the God of hope fill each and every one of you all that's listening to me right now by YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or however you may get me. Now may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace, believing that ye may abound in the hope of the power of the Holy Spirit. So I pray for you right now. So, and after that, soon I got through praying, I get a text from somebody. Isn't that it is just amazing. So, there are people in your life that you ought to be able to read so that you won't be deceived. You won't be, if you're set up, you know when somebody is trying to set you up. Are you all here with me? A friend of mine went to a hotel with some cops. And first of all, can I just be honest right now? I'm not going to no hotel if you call me. If my mama called me to a hotel, I ain't going there. Did y'all hear me? I'm saying no, because I know she's trying to set me up. You ought to see that. Even Stevie Wonder is able to see that. So you ought to know. I'm sorry, my mother's called me to a hotel. First of all, if somebody called me up and said, your mother want to meet you at the hotel, first of all, I already know they're lying. Why? Because my mother's dead. Are you all here with me? So already you can fill that one out real quick. I ain't coming to no hotel. I'm sorry. I'm not going to come up there and then going to be in the hotel counting money with agents and police officers. And Dan said, and if I walk in the room and see Dan in the room, I know I'm running. I'm getting ready to get arrested. So we ought to be able to read each other's vibrations and how people feel so we can minister to them. Why is it so important to read people's vibrations so you can minister to them? What I say? Why is it so important for you to be able to read people's emotions and read people's feelings and read people's vibes and read people's energy so that you can minister to them? My daughter last night was talking to me, and we were sitting on the couch and whatever it is, and then, we all kind of, okay. And so next thing I know, my son calls me, my oldest son, and Daddy, I'm just checking on you. I said, no. You just ain't checking on me. I said, Charity done told you something. Are you all here with me? Yeah, did y'all get it? I picked up, you can't put two, you understand what I'm saying. You ought to be able to read. So much for that. Let's see. So stop believing the fake news about yourself. Now we're going to go into, so we dealt with self-serving people, pretentious people, people claiming to be more important than they are, people who have, they mask wearing. So the way you could stay in tune with this, now some of you all call it intuition. Have y'all heard of the word intuition? And some people say, oh, they got mother's wit and all that stuff. No, what it is building us the ability to read each other's vibration. Everybody you don't even have to be a Christian to read somebody's vibrations. By the way, I was told that there are law enforcement people that pay people to solve crimes. Maybe I should make me some money that way too. I just go in, they say, let me look at a person, read their vibration, and I can tell you if they're lying or not. Are y'all here with me? And that's how they have lie detector tests, because the lie detector tests, are you all aware, reads your vibrations. They read your emotions, and that's how they're able to know if you're lying or not. Isn't this powerful? We are all vibrational beings. God himself is vibrational. we're both human and divine. Won't y'all say we're both human and divine? On my divinity, you can't beat me praying and fasting and crying before the Lord and loving the Lord and walking in unconditional love. And then on my humanity side, you can't beat me being human and being sometimes carnal and talking about lovemaking and talking about politics and talking about crazy stuff. So we're both human and divine. Let's move on now, everyone, to the ebook. You ready? Well, here it is. The Psychology of Emotional Happiness will be all that'll be in the ebook. The Psychology of Unhealthy Self. Let me just get here. An unhealthy self. Negative people are contagious, so you can run from them as fast as you can. How many of you understand? Yeah, you can run from them as fast as you can. Next one is make friends with positive people. There are some positive people in the world. I will tell you right now, 20% of the life-generating people in the world who are kingdom conscious. When you're a kingdom conscious person, that means you are conscious about your position in the earth, your divine position in the earth, and your human position in the earth. So you recognize that you're both human and divine. That's why when I make a mistake, I'm not hard on myself, because I understand I am both human and divine. Out of 12 races that I ran, political races, I've raised over $8 million over the years. And guess what? I lost 4 races, and I won, I guess, 8 of them, I believe. So guess what? In my humanity, I lost that. And then people say, oh, you didn't lose. Yes, I did. Stop all that fake stuff. That's fake news. Telling you, I did lose. The numbers came in. I lost county treasurer by 1.7%. I'm the second highest vote getter here in Hamilton County to this day. I'm the second highest Frederick Douglass Republican here in Hamilton County. I'm the second. Joe Dieters is 1. I am number 2. Is everybody here with me? So I lost by 1.7%. In life, and Christians, Christians say a lot of stuff. You got to stop telling people there is no, you didn't fail. You didn't lose that race. That is a lie. That is true. I lost a council race. I lost a mayor's race, county recorder race. I may have lost 5. I got to see. And then I lost a county treasurer. I lost it. And some Christians say, no, you didn't lose. You won it. You won. No. In God, surely there's no loss in God. That's my divinity. But I lost in my humanity. And it's appointed unto man once to die, and then judgment. We're all going to die. I don't care who you are. I don't care how great you are. You can go around and call yourself a king. I don't care who you are. You're going to die. So make friends. Let's go on here. We got a little ways to go. And how did we get back here? I was trying to. Well, that's okay. I could just. Okay, here it is. Y'all ready now? 20 reasons why emotional unhappiness is the worst feeling that you can ever have in your life. Okay, those who are watching us here right now on YouTube, thank you. Those who's watching us here live right now, we're live on YouTube and Facebook, thank you. And those, we'll be back next Sunday for our in-service, but my staff is here. By the way, Coach Futel is out of town. But I want to walk you all through now here are 20 reasons why emotional unhappiness is the worst feeling you can ever have in your life. Did y'all hear me, everyone? Emotional unhappiness is the worst feeling you can have in your life. According to Dr. David Hawkins, MD, he's dead now, who created what we call the map of consciousness, who did kinesiology tests around vibrations, and he did thousands of these things all over the world, and he actually used kinesiology and out of all these studies, we have lie detector tests, all kinds of things now to read people's vibrations. And one of the lowest vibrations that anybody could have is called shame. If you ever want to degrade somebody and put someone down, shame them and degrade them and put them down with shame. And if they buy into that and internalize that ideology, guess what will happen as a result of that? You will put that person in a position of suicide, homicide. They may end up killing you. The worst emotion that anybody can ever have in this universe is shame. Now, I'm going to share something with you. Emotional unhappiness and shame is the same thing. Show me someone who is emotionally unhappy, and I will show you a person that will do their best in life to make your life miserable because they are emotionally unhappy. I have millionaire friends that's got plenty of money. Some of them, they have plenty of money, but they're very emotionally unhappy because shame and emotionally unhappiness is all the same thing. So let's talk about why this as we go into this here. Number one, why is it? Let's go. Here's the question. Here's the 20 reasons why emotional unhappiness is the worst feeling you can ever have in your life. Show me. Matter of fact, I will show you right now that emotional unhappiness is the number one reason why people divorce, why people separate, why we have racial hate in America, why people are upset, why people don't like black folk, why people don't like white folk, why they don't like Jews and Gentiles. They don't like the gays. They don't like, you don't have to agree with folk, but they hate the gays. They hate the transgender. They hate people that are not like you. And when you do that, you cannot tell me that you are an emotionally happy or an emotional stable person. That's why I did a mastermind teaching the other week about, is America well? We're not well right now. Everybody's just after everybody. They've been like this. Now, social media helped us to see how sick people are. Most of the people that you know, if you count even in this room, well, let's not use this room because I don't want nobody, if you got a gun, I don't want you to use it on me today. So let's don't do that. 8 out of 10 people that you know are emotionally unhappy. Dr. Graves, glad to see you, and Dr. Jim Burns. Did y'all hear me? Are emotionally unhappy. So let's go on. So here are some of the signs why, 20 reasons why. Number one, isolation. Emotional unhappiness can lead to feelings of loneliness. 2, loss of interest. When you're unhappy, individuals may lose interest in activities. Next one, physical health decline. Show me somebody. Now, I know y'all going to get mad at me. Even some of you all, my staff, most of my staff, got my staff at the back. But I'm going to show you all something. If you are not moving, you are dying. If you're laying around in the house and you're not really moving around and exercising every day, show me somebody who's emotionally happy, and I'll show you somebody that is emotionally happy. Show me somebody that is not exercising every day, and I'll show you a person that's on a health decline. Now, we're all going to die of something. It's appointed under that, man, it's appointed us we all going to die. Are you all here with me? So when you're emotionally unhappy, you let your physical health go down. Your impaired decision-making is cloudy. You're negative. You have these negative thought patterns, negative emotions about people. Next one is impact on relationships. Show me when people are not getting along and got good relationships. Do you all not know it is abnormal to have conflict with anybody in life? I know you all say, well, where did you get that from? No, He intended for us to harmonize and be happy. Even with Adam and Eve, if you notice, before the fall, they got along. After the fall, fussing and fighting, and everybody can't get along. It is abnormal. Show me, can you disagree with somebody? Absolutely. You and I could disagree, but we don't have to kill each other. We don't have to be unhappy. Jim Burns, we used to fight on city council, some of us, and go to lunch. I beat up everybody on council, then I take them to dinner. Oh, you all here with me? So it is abnormal for you to really have conflict in your relationships and to not get along and to not to be happy and to not feel good at all the time. And, I'm practicing this on about 1 or 2 people in my life, and at least one of them so far has met the criteria where we have, and I've known this person for quite a while now, and we've never had an argument. We've never got upset with each other. We've never had that. Wouldn't that be nice for you to have that with your wife? Wouldn't that be nice for you to have that with your husband? Wouldn't that be great for you to have that with your children and your family members? So let's go on. We got a lot to accomplish here. Decreased productivity. Now, Jim Burns, the young man that you got here, I think looks like he's running for mayor, right? How did I figure that out? Okay, but that's okay. But you warned him all the disclaimers about this message, right? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Only the strong survive in here. Okay, so decreased productivity when you're unhappy, emotionally unhappy. Let's go on. Also, increased anxiety and stress when you're emotionally unhappy. Who else do we have, Coach Dan, also that may want to comment? Can you let me know? Sense of hopelessness. Individuals may feel trapped in their unhappiness. One thing I like about Jim Burns, who's in the audience, he had, I don't know if he adopted these African-American children, but how many of them, did you adopt them? Yeah. He had 8 children, African-American children. He's white himself. And you know what? He took these kids out of hopelessness. Are you all with me? And that's why me and Jim are friends. Now, Jim stirs up a lot of stuff. I ain't nothing to do with that. I will get into that. When people call me about Jim, I said, look, I ain't touching that. Well, will you write an article against Jim? No, I ain't going to do that. I'm a happy guy. You're with me. I'm not touching that. Okay, diminished self-esteem. Here's one. Difficulty in experiencing joy. Everybody ought to walk in joy and love and peace every day. I do it every day. I practice it every day. I get up every day and I begin to say, it is my divine and human right to walk in love, watch this, to walk in peace, to walk in joy, to walk in emotional happiness. What is emotional happiness? It is feeling good. And I practice this every day. That's why I have a book called 60 Seconds to a Focused Life. And maybe, Jim, before you could leave, if you want to buy a couple books, maybe you can buy one for the mayor, because he'll need it while he's running to stay focused on what he want to focus. I'm not trying to sell your book. But in there, I talk about every 60 seconds, we have every 60 seconds within our body, our emotions are constantly changing. And we have every 60 seconds to either walk in joy or peace, joy or unhappiness. And so we have every 60 seconds, I practice it. Do I make it all the time every 60 seconds? I walk in joy. I walk in peace. I walk in love. I walk in emotional happiness, in my moods, in my feelings, in my energy level. And that's what we ought to do. Difficulty in experiencing joy. Come on, we got a lot to accomplish here. Emotional exhaustion. You know, people get exhausted. Unhappiness can lead to emotional fatigue. That's what I was trying. And they're drained all the time. Also, neglect of self-care. Watch people who don't take care of what happened when you become emotionally unhappy. You neglect self-care. Here's one. We're going to go on social stigmas. It's going to get better here. Just work with me, everyone. And then I want to see where I'm at here because I want to share this with you. Okay. We're going to get escalation of issues. When you're emotionally unhappy, you have difficulty in expressing your emotions. Articulate your feelings. Who do we have? Who else is there watching that's commenting? We got a lot of people watching but commenting. Oh, Linda Matthews, who is she is, you know Linda. Linda, she's also a board of trustees on HBCU, Central State. She's also the president of Frederick Douglass Club in Ohio. So she's watching here today, and others are watching. And all you therapists and counselors that are watching here, hopefully you get some healing out of this. Fear of change. There are people, when you're unhappy, unhappiness can lead to fear of change or taking a risk or causing individuals to remain stuck in unsatisfying situations. Here's one, disconnection from your values, emotional distress. Here's one, long-term consequences when you're emotionally unhappy. Find me someone who is emotionally unhappy, and I'll show you someone that lacks joy, that lacks peace, that lacks calmness in their life. Their life is always in a mess. They're always stirring up stuff. You know, I was looking at a lot of my billionaire friends that I see all over the country. I don't know why they're spending all their time, Brother Jim. If I was a billionaire and I had a billionaire, I wouldn't be spending my time be fooling with the government. The government is not your friend anyway. I'm gonna be on a beach somewhere, giving out my money to people, blessed folk, helping folk. I ain't got time to be stirring up trouble and bringing all that anxiety. Do you not know all these? And my heart goes out to servants, the people who serve in government. Many of them got good hearts, and a lot of them don't have good hearts. And by just serving, do you know the stress you bring on yourself by attacking other people and doing other people in and talking about people and hurting the poor and hurting other folk and hurting black folk and white folk and Hispanic people and doing all that stuff. Do you not know that stuff can cause you to have an aneurysm and stroke? You could die of premature death and all this stuff. You don't live long. You wear out. You age. And y'all know, by the way, this morning on my biological scale that I use, my computer, I'm 42 years old today. No, I am, although I'm 74, but biologically I'm 42. Is that pretty good, everybody? Okay, let's go on. Now, okay, here's what we want to get into. We're almost there. We're getting there. And I want to talk to you now a little bit about this. Can we do this? If we can. Okay, I want to talk about, I want y'all to look at this. Negative self-talk is fake news. Negative self-talk is fake news. Now, you know who actually coined the word fake news is our president. That's where it actually came from. It's actually the president of the United States came up with that years ago. And at first, when it all came out, the media got all upset about it. They really got upset. And now, a lot in the media, they've discovered they are fake. All this just, they don't tell the truth. When I was here in city council and on Boxgate, well, y'all remember Boxgate? I bring that up every now and then. All that was fake news. Matter of fact, I didn't sue them. I could have sued a television station, a prominent television station and a radio station. I think it was either radio, don't hold me to it, but whatever it was. Do you not know they put out on the air that the FBI raided my office? The FBI raided my office. The FBI never been in my office when I was on city council. Now, is that fake news? Yeah, now you know President Donald Trump was right about that. That was fake news. And then y'all remember my assistant when the boxes came back. And then now I wrote some articles and said they tried to frame my senior citizen. She was, they framed Rosalind Fultz. They framed her. And then they brought our boxes back. But I want to thank the Lord for, at that time, the Attorney General was Mike DeWine. And Attorney General looked at this stuff, and he said, this stuff is crazy. Winburn's office is free. There is nothing here. He took care of it. Are you with me? And then when he became governor, now serve under Ohio Governor Mike DeWine. I'm on the Ohio Civil Rights Commission because here's a man of integrity. Y'all here with me? Now, look up here. Negative self-talk is fake news. There are 20 bad news reports people tell themselves each day. What are you telling yourself as you get ready to run for office? This young man that is here is getting ready to run for office. What will you tell yourself each day? Because the media is going to tell you how they want to frame your life. What are you telling yourself? Your friends are going to want to tell you how to frame your life. And you just got to make sure whatever you're telling yourself that it's not fake news. Now, 20 bad news reports that people tell themselves each day. Here is one. I am not good enough. I am not good enough. Never run for political office if you don't feel you're good enough. And I remember in 1992 when I decided to run for city council, and people around me were telling me, Winburn, you came from a poor neighborhood. You grew up in foster homes. You don't have a big name like all of the Brush family and the Bush family at that time and the Mann family and all these popular names. And but I felt good enough that I could run for city council and I can win my first time. And I never forget my dear party chairman. He's dead now. I believe he was former Mayor Ruman. He said, son, you're not going to win the first time. And I said, Mayor, I'm sorry. I'm good enough. I'm going to win the first time. not only I'm going to win the first time, I'm going to raise the highest amount of money they've ever raised at city council. And we did that year, $308,000, and I won, beating out 2 incumbents, came in number 6. In a city that was highly Democratic, and I'm a Frederick Douglass Republican. So look what it says. I am not good enough. Look, did y'all see that? Look at that. I am not good enough. You see that? Let me see if I can read some of that. It says, I am not good enough. I'm trying to make sure I get it right. I am not good enough. This belief undermines your achievement and potential. It overlooks your strength and successes, creating a false narrative of inadequacy. I am not good enough. Won't y'all repeat after me? I am good enough. I'm good enough to run for mayor. I'm good enough to run. I am. Okay, here's another one. That's fake news. Here's one. I will never succeed. Let's go back to I'm not good enough. Okay, let me just stay here, and we're going to move it expedited. We'll be through here in hopefully 25 minutes. I know this mayor that's running, he said, man, I ain't never been in a place this long. Well, this is a mastermind class. This is an untraditional church-type environment. So this is a mastermind class. You're not in church. You're in a mastermind class. So here's, I am not good enough. That's why you end up online. When you're not good enough, you end up online trying to get dates. You're trying to get dates online because you feel that you, and by the way, do you not know when you go online to get a date, you know it says, I meet only me online. You are not going to meet anybody online better than you. We never meet anyone better than us. And what has happened to the old-fashioned dating, y'all? You know what has happened? People have gotten disconnected from their network. They got disconnected, and now they got to go online. And then 9 times out of 10, when you go online, you know you're not good enough. So you're going to go online saying, I know I'm going to get me somebody that's good. No, you only meet you. If you don't feel good about you, you're going to end up meeting only me. We only meet only us. Are you all here with me? By the way, I've been telling you all about going online. It is a dangerous thing to try to find you a date online. And I'm going to say it. I know they're going to get mad at me. I'm kind of like your leaders in a sense. I know they're going to get upset. There's nothing good online when it comes out to dating, and you're going to end up marrying these people. I happened to be on a jury this week. I got on a jury. They told me I can talk about the case, but I'm not going to mention the name. I could even mention the name of the case, but I'm not. So I ended up at the jury this week in common police court. I ended up on a jury all this week. Guess what they gave me? I thought they were going to throw me out like they did last time. I ended up with an online dating couple that went bad. And let me tell you this, 10 out of 10, I've been telling my family members over and over, they are hard-headed. They just don't believe anything. They are just hard-headed. I got family members, Brother Jim, that won't listen to me. Oh, what's the difference between going online and getting you a date or trying to marry somebody than to meet someone in a human? Well, in the human basics here, you kind of can research them. Most of these people online are usually lying and hiding stuff too. Now, I'm not saying it's easy just because you find somebody here in a natural way. I've never went online to get anything. I'm not nothing like that. Are y'all here with me? You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not good enough. Most of the people that going online looking for dates, they don't feel that they're good enough. And you are not going to meet anyone better than you online. So you know what's in you, and you're going to go online. Oh, I'm going to hit the jackpot. I'm going to get me somebody great. Well, are you great? I'm going to get me somebody that's got love, joy, peace, and happiness. Do you have love, joy, peace, and happiness? Most of you all, the majority of you, if not all of you that go online looking for dates, looking for one-night stands, looking for husbands, and looking for wives, you know deep down in, I am not good enough. You know it. You may be fooling me. You know it. And you don't even have enough friends that somebody can recommend somebody. And you know the pictures they put online, they don't look like that. Do y'all know, brother, I looked at this one picture online. I happened to be scrolling through some. I said, oh, that woman looks, she fine. Then they showed another picture. That woman was 90 years old that they had fixed up and put makeup on. Are y'all here with me? They covered her up with certain niceties or complexities. So go online. So if you don't like the person that you have attracted in your life, improve your own life. Improve your own life, and you will attract the kind of person you are. Did y'all hear with? If you walk in divine love and joy and peace and happiness and love and joy and all this stuff, those are the people you're going to attract in your life. And I notice I'm attracting less and less people in my life who are emotionally unhappy. And now if somebody comes in your life that is negative, it's God's way of telling you that you need to do something to correct something in your life. You say, why all these negative people keep showing up in my life? Oh, they just keep showing up in my life. Well, God's trying to tell you something that you need to get properly aligned, maybe in your spiritual life, maybe your health life, maybe your mental life, maybe your financial life, maybe your relationship life, maybe your business life, maybe your sex life, maybe your love life. You're out of line somewhere. Anybody that show up in your life that's negative, it's just God's way and the universe's way of saying that you need to correct some things. If somebody shows up in your life that is positive and uplifting and joy and peace and happiness, it's God's way of saying, I am pleased with you. You are properly aligned. So if anybody show up in your life that's negative, you say, well, how these negative people get in my life? Well, you got some stuff in your life that you have not resolved. You got some stuff in your life that you need to look at. Maybe you're mistreating your husband. Maybe you're mad at your children. Maybe you're nasty. Maybe you're mean. Maybe you hate black people. Maybe you hate white people. Maybe you hate Asians. Maybe you hate gay people. Maybe you hate bisexuals. Maybe you got to hang up with somebody. So when there's negative people in your life, look at America right now. All the negative stuff going on. God is trying to tell America something, that we are out of line. That's why America's so negative. Look at it. America is negative. We are out of line as a people. 300-400 million of us, we need to get in proper alignment. And you can't blame it on one man. You can't blame it on one woman. So why are we so negative? Why is our life the way it is? Your life is the way it is. And when somebody show up negative in your life, and it's all in my book, just go in there and get a copy of my book. Will you do that? It's under there. And it's all in the book, 60 Seconds to a Focused Life. I haven't launched it yet. We've just been sampling. If you got negative stuff going on in your life, y'all got to face it. It is God's way and the universe's way and the earth's way of telling you that you've got stuff going on in your life that you need to correct. You don't need that. Why do they keep showing up in my life? Why is my boss on me all the time? You have something in your life you need to correct. And you can ignore it. Here it is. It's called 60 Seconds to a Focused Life. It's a positive psychology book. All the stuff that I'll be teaching here, it's all here in my mastermind class. Make sure you get a copy right there. You got your copy already. Let's go on. So what is it? Let's go back here. We're going quick on this. Here's everybody. 20 bad news reports that people tell about themselves each day. Let's go through it real quick. I am not good enough. Number 2, I will never succeed. Number 3, everyone is better than me. Have you ever heard that? Everyone is better than me. Oh, by the way, on the jury, I was on the jury, and the state, guess what this was about? This was about they said I can talk about it as long as, and I can give the name, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to hurt the 2 people that's involved. And these young people, it went bad. It was a case on strangulation and suffocation. And it went bad. And they accused the woman accused the man of strangulation, and the state had to prove it. And then the young lady bit the young man. So all this was going on, you all. You know, my heart is there, and I'm praying. I said, where do we end up at in the jury? I thought they was going to throw me off the jury because I'm basically candid about everything. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? And I believe if people have done wrong, they ought to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. So I'm one of them kind of guys. So you all with me. But I do it with love. I do it with joy. I do it with compassion. So the way it ended up, you all, see, it was a botched up situation. And the woman said, my heart went out to both of them. My heart went out to the person that was who filed the charge, and my heart went out to the person who was convicted of strangulation. It just went out, because I wanted to be objective. But I was sitting there just looking at these young people and just looking at them. They got online, and they only had been in a relationship for about 3 months. And they were living in each other's house, and they were doing all this. Ain't nothing good online when you're putting your life in somebody's hands. I don't care how desperate, brother. Oh, my God. I would go to I don't know, Africa in the Congos before I go online trying to find some, and you're looking for love in the wrong places anyway. And you got to remember, if you're desperate and you're online looking for a one-night stand or dating and trying to get with somebody, those same people are just like you because you all got the same vibrations. You're a vibrational match for each other. So when you go online trying to get sex and trying to get a date and trying to find a husband, trying to find a wife, and the person you end up with, you become a vibrational match to them because you are just like them. Did y'all get it? You were just like them. And this couple that was down there, they were just like each other. She bit him, and then he drug her out. It was a mess, you all. It was an utterly mess. And why did they give me an online case that went bad? Because y'all know I'm on folk already. I'm on my family. I done told my daughters. I've told my sons. I've told my family members. You all better stay offline, that you're going to end up in Atlanta cut up in 5 and 10 different ways. And it's happening every day. It's just they're bringing people to Atlanta and Alabama, killing people, killing young girls and killing young boys. And this just happened to be a man. And guess what? This guy was going to serve in jail. And if he was going to, and we guess what we did? We unanimously they could not prove the case. The state of Ohio, the Hamilton County, could not prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. And guess what? We found the man in this situation not guilty. And then we went back out in the court, and the guy cried like a baby because his whole life was before him. He couldn't have been no more than 29 or 30 years old. And the state could not prove beyond a reasonable doubt. And we were not going to do that. They could not prove it. And my heart went out to both them. And I prayed for them before I left. I prayed for both individuals because it could be my daughter and it could be my son. Stay offline. If you got to get you a man or woman, come and see me. And I'll link you up with some crazy people in my network. Because we got some crazy ones in my network, too. But at least you can investigate them. We all know they're crazy. Here, we can give you references on them. Let's go on. Here's one. Come on, everybody. We got to get through. I'm a failure. Here's what happens. Fake news. I'm a failure. Here's one. I don't deserve happiness. People that believe they don't deserve happiness. Here's one. I am what? I'm unlovable. There are people that believe they're unlovable. Here's what. I have always been a burden to others. Now, I want to tell you something about this, about me. When I grew up in Cincinnati in 16 foster homes. Matter of fact, I read the Enquirer story they did on me in 20. I just read that story again. I grew up in 16 foster homes, and I had a problem in this area. I felt I was a burden on these foster people because they had to take care of me, and I was a ward of the state. And I grew up in Price Hill. I lived in Price Hill. Who else do we have? Let me see this. I lived in Price Hill. I went to Porter Hayes. I'm from the West End. See, people didn't even know that. I'm from Lincoln Heights, West End. I've been around. We got Coach Chuck Futel. Hey, Coach, glad to see you. Coach, you know Coach. He's today. Where are you at? Where's he, in Chicago? Glad to see you. Okay, and Amber Rice. We got Amber here also. Okay, I've always been. It says this belief this belief overlooks the positive impact that you have on people's life. It distorts the reality of a healthy relationship. So I felt that all these foster people had to take care of me. I didn't like that. Here I am in the foster homes 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old. I didn't really like that because I just felt I was a burden on these people. And so when they first found me, when I went to college, I aged out. They don't have the programs they got now. So I cut a deal with the Hamilton County Welfare Department. And through my caseworker at that time was Mr. George Peterson. He was a former detective and police officer in Cincinnati. That's where I got my pro-police stance from, because my caseworker, he was a police officer, so I had a lot of respect for him, African-American detective. So I asked the African-American detective, I want you to go to the Hamilton County Welfare Department. That's what they called it here in those days. They called it the Hamilton County Welfare Department. And I said, why don't you tell them I'm aging out and I'm going to be graduating from high school. And I want to go to college. And some people said, oh, no, Charles, don't go to college. You good with your hands. You good at running. I said, I've been running all my life. I ain't running no more. And so I've been in all these foster homes. I ain't running no more. Are y'all here with me? And so I cut a deal with the welfare department. I said, look, all I want you all to do is just provide room and board, and I'll come up with my own college education money. That's all I wanted. And guess what? I didn't know where I was going to get my tuition from, but that's what I told the welfare department. Do you not know I applied for grants and stuff and paid my college for 4 years straight? Did y'all, and got a little loan for $3,500, graduated at 3.5, got an ASBS, and then came on back and got a master's in education, graduated in the top 5% of my class in graduate school. Are you all here with me? But I felt I was a burden, but I had to overcome that. Are y'all here with me? We're almost there. Here's one. I'll never change. Y'all ever see that? I'll never change. Well, here's one is I'm too much, or I'm not enough. I'm too much, or I'm not enough. There's people that really feel that they're just not enough in life. I don't know. Every now and then, maybe all of us have one time or another, maybe we've felt that you're just not enough. But once you realize that you are indeed the righteousness of God. Won't you repeat after me? I am indeed the righteousness of God. Yeah. I am enough. Acknowledging your self-worth helps combat feelings of inadequacy and foster self-acceptance. Let's go on. We're almost there. Here's one. I'm always making mistakes. How many of y'all know we're all going to make a mistake? Yeah, we're human. Get ready. You're going to make it. Look at our politicians. Look at our preachers. Look at our bishops and all the mistakes they make. All of our bishops. I prayed for the Pope this morning. I want y'all to pray for the Pope. Will y'all do that? Please pray for the Pope. We got to pray for him. We love our Pope. We got to pray for him. I prayed for him this morning. Always, I'm always making mistakes. Just keep living, and you'll make mistakes, okay? Here's one that people feel, no one cares about me. Yes, they do. Now, they probably don't, a lot of people don't care about your personal life, but there are people that do care about you. There are people that do care about you. Coach, thank you. Okay, here's one. I'm not as talented as others. And the Bible says, Apostle Paul says, we shouldn't be comparing ourselves among ourselves. It's not even wise. Apostle Paul, you need to stop comparing yourself with other people. You need to stop doing it. This comparison diminishes your unique skills and contributions. It ignores the diverse talents that people possess and how they manifest differently. You need to stop comparing yourself to other people. I don't want to be like anybody. Years ago, I wanted to be like, when I was coming up, I wanted to be like Fred Price. I decided I can't be Fred Price, and Fred Price can't be me. Nobody can be Charlie Winburn. Matter of fact, it says, be yourself. Everybody else is taken. Yeah, be yourself. Charlie Winburn is taken. I tried to be Fred Price. I wanted to be Kenneth Kenneth Hagin. I wanted to act like everybody. I said, let me stop acting like everybody else and just be Dr. Graves, who I'm supposed to be. And I feel good about being me now. I feel so good about me. Ain't nobody like me. Nobody unique like me. Did y'all hear what and some brothers said, well, I don't know where you came from, but we got to deal with you. Are y'all here with me? So be yourself. Everybody else is taken. Be yourself. Oh, I want to grow up and be like Obama. No, I don't. I don't want to be like Obama. And Obama don't want to be like me. Obama's who he is in him. Oh, we want to get some more Obamas. No, we don't. I want some more Charlie Winburns in the earth. Y'all can't deal with the one you got. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? We want some more Charlie Winburns. No, you don't. Let's go on. Here's one. I'll never be happy. Here's one. Let's go. I am disappointed. We're going to get into some solutions here. We're going to cut it off here. We're almost there, y'all. We're almost at 2. I promised I was going to give you a good teaching. You can go back over all the teachings online. Get them online. I am disappointed. I can't trust myself. Now, you know, the belief undermines your judgment. You can't trust yourself. Stay offline. That's a good, all you people that's online, you can't trust yourself. Going online, and you think those pictures, you think these people putting their pictures up, that's them, and you meet them, somebody was telling me not long ago, they went out, I don't want to give away everything, because I'm very authentic. They went out, well, I'll do it this way. They went out on a date. These people went out, and they went to a hotel. Okay. So they went to a hotel to make some love or whatever they call themselves they were going to do. So they get in the hotel, the man get in the hotel, the woman get in the hotel, and the woman, she gets undressed. She's ready to make some love and all that. And then the guy, he's still taking time. So he opens up the drawer, and he takes off one arm, put it in there. He takes off a leg and put it in there. And she said, well, what is this? She had nothing that she could sleep with. Are y'all here with me? Because you don't know who you're getting. You go in the hotel, they take, and that's why when you're dating, please ask everybody, whatever you got that's false on you, take it off and let me see it. No, you got to know what you're dealing with. You go in the hotel, why you laughing, brother, over there? You don't know who you're dealing with. And you get in there, it's a total different situation. And then you need to tell everybody your real stuff. What you are. If you're male, go in there as a male. Do not surprise people, because we're in a day now, you're in a dangerous situation. How did I get over in there? Oh, Jim said, we don't know. Only the gods know. Okay, I'm invisible. Here's one. I'm always wrong. You're not always wrong. Here's one. I don't belong anywhere. You don't belong anywhere? Okay. Here's one. I am too flawed to be accepted. All of us are flawed in one way or another. All of us have some issues. And then finally, I'll always be alone. Now, let's go to some solutions. Here it is. Here are 20 ways to detox yourself as we close. 10 minutes. Can y'all handle it for 10 minutes? Just 10 more minutes? Here is 20 ways you could detox yourself from all this fake news that you tell yourself and that other people tell you. Here's how you could get yourself detoxed. Y'all ready to detox yourself? Okay, let's go here. Here are 20 ways you could detox. Number one, you got to limit your media consumption. You really need to pick and choose the type of media. Matter of fact, my phone, could you bring my phone over there, Vice President? I have on my phone, there are certain apps that I do have. Oh, by the way, that couple in the jury, they had special apps that they, they went, these dating apps, anything that has the word Christian on it, Christian dating, run from it as fast as you can. Ain't nobody on there Christian. Are y'all here? No, they are. No, most of the people are Christians. They're just not followers of Christ. There's a difference between being a Christian and matter of fact, the Bible has the word Christian in there. The word Christian is a derogatory name anyway. It's not a name that Jesus used. It's not a name that the apostles use or the prophets use. They never referred to themselves as Christians, maybe sons of God and daughters of God and the disciples. But Christian is not a word. It's something that Christianity made up. And anybody call themselves a Christian now, most Christians I know are lying Christians, hate racist Christians. They hate people. They deceiving Christians. And they use the name Christian. So you see Christian on it, you run as fast as you can, because the majority of Christians that I know do not follow the principles of Jesus Christ. They follow their own ideology, their own philosophy, and their own stuff, and their own self-righteousness. So I don't tell nobody I'm a Christian. I'm a follower of Christ. Did y'all see the difference? Big difference. So you got to limit your media. So on my apps here, I've got some apps. I have some apps that I use. Here's one. Okay, of course, I got my Facebook, my CNN, my Hulu stuff. And then I got, I get some news off of this Flipboard called the Flipboard. Y'all may want to get that app. It's called Flipboard. Just go to Flipboard. So I try to they have some of the better news. And then I've got my robots. They work for me. I got a couple robots that do work for me, and they do all my research and all that. And then I'm just looking at some of my apps I got. I got apps that calm me down, breathing apps. Got those kind of apps. AI chat app, chat and ask app. My chart, got my health stuff on there. So Calm, here's calming music. Dr. John Gray, I go online and listen to a lot of his stuff. Online, Dr. John Gray, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. I look at a lot of stuff there. But I read, and then I look at some of the bad stuff, because that's how I get my messages. And I look at you all. That's how I get my messages. Are you all here with me? So let's go on. Oh, my God. We've got 8 minutes. Can we get through? Yes. Here's one. Things you could do. Seek evidence-based information. Rely on credible sources of information about yourself. Practice mindfulness. Oh, by the way, we have an e-book. Before they leave, Jim, do you get our e-books each week? Yeah. Sir, after our meetings, when we get through, we send out hundreds of these on our emails. And before you leave, he put him on our e-book. You get an e-book, you get all my whole message today. It's all done in an e-book. And all you have to do is read it online. Yeah, so we're going to send you an e-book. So you practice mindfulness. And then the next one is you engage in positive affirmations. Also, can you do this for me? Can you bring me, see if we got 2 calendars, focus calendars. You can use my focus calendar. We've given out 10,000 of those. We're out of them. I've got to run another 10,000. So we have these focus calendars, how you could build yourself up each day. You engage in, that's right, we're going to give these 2 wonderful people here. I'll just come off frame for a moment, get you one, and get you one. So you can use those each day. And I think today's date is it February the what? And it says today, February the 20th, it is my divine and human right to pray and meditate in peace today. So you could use this Focus Life calendar to stay focused. Here it is. We got 6 minutes, everybody. Talk to trusted friends or family members who vibrate on the positive level. Professional therapy or counseling. Oh, by the way, we have to always give a disclaimer. It's in our ebook. And by the way, I'm teaching from the ebook right now. This is the ebook. All the stuff is in the ebook. Most of the stuff, some of the other stuff, I made it up as I went along. So professional therapy, counseling. I'm not your doctor. I'm not your counselor. I'm not your doctor. I'm not your counselor. In our ebook, we recommend our clinical psychologists. If you need a clinical psychologist on our staff, we don't get no money from it. Well, we refer it out. That's what we don't do counseling anymore here at the church. It's all professionally done. If you want to go see a clinical psychologist, our designated clinical psychologist, you can find it in our ebook. It's in the ebook. So focus on personal accomplishments. Start look what God has done in your life already. Start being thankful for what he's already done. When things are not working out for you, look how far you've come. Be thankful for what has already occurred in your life. Let's go on. Next one is limit interaction with toxic individuals. Here's one. Educate yourself on media literacy, understanding media operates, how it operates, and recognize what is bias and stuff that you shouldn't be listening to, and all the crazy stuff. I did look at the Lincoln Heights thing. That did come in with the Nazis the other day that went out in Lincoln Heights to intimidate the African Americans in Lincoln Heights. They almost got their butt tore up. Brother, when I looked at this video, woo, Lord. So these Nazis had guns, and they were afraid. When all those African Americans came out and had brought their guns and did stuff, and the guy said, well, let me go back to my car. He says, if you go back to your car, the police officer told him on the cam audio, you go back to your car, we're going to have the biggest shootout we've ever had in this city. So he told him, you better get your stuff. He said, and then the white guy said, y'all let black people talk like that up here? And the cop didn't say anything, but let me tell you, he was scared. He got his butt out of Cincinnati. They won't come back to Lincoln Heights no way soon. I've never seen, and these people had guns themselves. They said, oh, Lord, they wasn't expecting this. So you got to educate yourself about media literacy. I did listen to that, and I thought that was interesting. I did listen to that, although it was negative, but I had to understand what went on. Engage in creative outlets. Activate activities like painting and writing and music. Do stuff. Exercise regularly. I do it every day, 7 days a week. I do a vibration plate every day. Got 5 minutes. I do a vibration plate this morning. I did my vibration plate 20 minutes, and then I did 36 minutes on my treadmill. So that was 36 plus 20 is what? Yeah. So exercise today. It's almost 60. Yeah. Okay. But nevertheless, exercise regularly. Establish healthy boundaries online. Please, you all. If you got to go and get a date or someone, or you want a date or see somebody, just call me. I could at least refer you to some people that I know that's not totally off. You understand? Now, you still got to investigate them. You got background work. You understand what I'm saying? You got to do your own, put them on a lie detector. As a matter of fact, why would you even date somebody and not put them on a lie detector test first? Or take them to a health clinic and y'all get blood work first. So you're gonna believe somebody? Oh, I ain't got no disease, you know. You don't know nothing about them. You get ready to sleep with them and do all. How crazy could that be? Well, how did I get there? Back to this: exercise regularly, establish healthy boundaries, and then one of the things we need to do is practice gratitude. 3.5 minutes. Practice gratitude. Here's one: join support groups. You could join groups. Okay. Actively working to redirect your thoughts about this negative stuff and repeating stuff that's healthier. That's why we have this. Oh, by the way, you can go online to 60secondsToAFocusLife.com right now. You can go online to 60secondsToAFocusLife.com, and you can guess what you can get. I got 11 videos on there, 11 60-second videos that you can listen to every day that encourage you, inspire you while you're running for office or doing your work on the job every 60 seconds. And you can download a copy of this calendar. It's online, and you can get a copy, a free book, a free chapter of my 60 Seconds to a Focused Life book. So we have that. Now let's go on. Here's some other things you could do. 2.5 minutes. Engage in self-love. You got to find a way to love yourself. Look in the mirror. Got to find a way to you got to study what love is. You got to find a way to love yourself. You got to practice self-compassion. You got to you can't be hard on yourself. You got to stop being hard on yourself. And then the next one is you got to develop a healthy routine. I have a healthy routine. What I do every day, 365 days a year, before I even get out of the bed. Some people say, well, don't you get on your knees? No, I don't do that. Every now and then I do. Those who want to get on their knees, fine. But before I get out of bed, I do my praying there. Before I get out of bed. Last Sunday, I woke up 4:30, start praying for everybody. Y'all praying, and I prayed again for y'all's finances today. Pray that you you expand in contracts and wealth and money and all that. So have a routine, minute and a half. Utilize cognitive behavior techniques, CBT. You could go online and read about what is cognitive behavior therapy techniques. They use them now all over the country. Then next one, seek positive experiences, engage in activities that bring you joy, such as hobbies and travel and nature, and learn how to smile. Just practice smiling for a while until you feel good about it, till you make yourself happy. And then 25 news reports to tell yourself. We're closing. I am enough. I embrace a challenge as an opportunity. 25 things to tell yourself every day. I'm capable of achieving my goals. I am worthy of love and and respect. And I am constantly growing and evolving. We're almost there. I am unique. I have unique strengths and talents. I choose to focus on the positive in my life. I am surrounded by supporting people. I am deserving of happiness. I can make a difference. I am resilient in the face of adversity. Adversity. I am in control of my thoughts and reactions. I attract positivity and abundance. I am grateful for my experience. I am worthy of pursuing my passions. I have overcome my fears. I am a work in progress. I have the power to create my own happiness, and I celebrate my achievements. I celebrate them in small ways, and I'm open for new experiences and new opportunities, and I practice self-love, and I have the ability to learn from my mistakes, and I am kind to myself, and I'm kind to others, and I imagine others by being authentic myself, and I'm excited about the future, and may God bless you. Stop listening to negative messages about yourself. And 3 easy ways to give, if those would like to give today. Finally, online PayPal. Thank you we are finally an online church here until we relaunch, reboot, and hopefully sometime this year, we'd like to reboot again and start all over again after COVID. We haven't been back since COVID, believe it or not. Yeah, so we're out of school, and hopefully going to bring a new one in. And online PayPal, Sunday Connect here is available. Cash App is available for each and every one of you all. If you'd like to give online, we thank you for that already. And by mail. Guess what? We're getting ready to go offline. And what we do as we go offline, we pause for about 1 minute, and then the service is over. We'll go offline. Thank you all for YouTube friends and Facebook Friends Live and all the others that will be sharing our mastermind class this week to hundreds of people. We appreciate each and every one of you all, and we'll see you next week, and we'll pause here for a minute, then I'll come back and talk to a few friends here before they leave. And I want to tell you, we walk by faith and not by sight. We'll see you next week. I believe next week's message, did I see that? It says, I think next week's message is going to be, there it is. The next week's message is take your life back from your family, your children, your friends, your husbands, and your wives, and politicians, and the government. We're going to take your life back. Won't you say, I'm going to take my life back? Well, we're going to see you next week. Is that it? Until we meet again, we'll see you next week.
I am Charlie Winburn, your life coach with Renew Community Church right here in the city of Cincinnati. And I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health even as your soul prospers. Did you know that you are both human and divine, and that you deserve to live a better life in Christ right here on earth? Our messages are practical, they are raw, they're fun, and they are focused on real issues as it relates to your spiritual life, health life, your mental life, your financial life, your relationship life, and even your business life and community life. Today, we have another real life application message designed especially for you and your family. Remember, before we get started today, you can learn more about Renew Community Church free life coaching by visiting our website, renewcommunitychurch.org, or you can listen to us every Sunday at 11:45 a.m. each Sunday on YouTube, Renew Community Church live stream, or reach me at 513-884-7832.
I want you to join me now for another life-changing message with Charlie Winburn, your life coach, right here in the city of Cincinnati, Cincinnati, Ohio.